New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman has a new book out where she has finally shared photos of documents that Donald Trump allegedly attempted to flush down the toilet. Now, the National Archives did in fact confirm earlier this year that they had received some documents from the Trump White House that had to be taped back together. There were aides who confirmed that, yeah, Trump would rip things up. We had to put them back together as best we could. And then we got reports that sometimes Trump would just tear up pieces of printer paper and try to flush it down the toilet. Trump, of course, denied all these claims, never tried to flush any papers down the toilet, but Maggie Haberman comes through 8 months later with photographic evidence to back up these claims. She has shared photos via Axios of torn up documents in a toilet in the White House, along with torn up documents in the toilet of Air Force One. So, we do not necessarily know if it was Trump who put these documents in the toilet, but documents being torn up and thrown into the toilet has, of course, been confirmed now. But Trump's people, of course, came out and once again denied that any of this was true. So here's what they said. You have to be pretty desperate to sell books if pictures of paper in a toilet bowl is part of your promotional plan. We know there's enough people willing to fabricate stories like this in order to impress the media class. A media class who is willing to run with anything as long as it is anti-Trump. Okay. All right. You're accusing her, by the way, of fabricating these pictures. That's how that reads to me. If that is in fact what they are doing, Maggie Haberman should sue them for defamation. Because, of course, they're coming out saying she may have fabricated these pictures. I mean, again, it's like there's enough people willing to fabricate stories like this in order to impress the media class. So if Haberman so chose, she could probably sue them for defamation because a claim like that could absolutely hurt her book sales, and losing money off of a lie somebody else tells is definitely something that is actionable via a defamation lawsuit. Especially because there's no evidence whatsoever that Maggie Haberman edited or doctored or even put these documents in the toilet herself for the photographs. So you're making baseless accusations. Not necessarily, however, I will make it clear, they're not necessarily saying she fabricated stories. There's just people who would fabricate stories like this one. So defamation lawsuit, because of the vague wording there, may not, of course, be able to be successful, but hell, worth a shot, right? I mean, that's what Republicans are doing to pretty much everybody on the left that disagrees with them, so why not join them in their game? But either way, this is something that the National Archives does in fact need to be investigating. If Donald Trump was destroying documents, destroying records, that is illegal. Like, it's not just illegal, that is something that if it's severe enough, you could actually go to jail for, I think the limit is 3 years for doing these kinds of things. Just like the 15 boxes of documents that he had stored down at Mar-a-Lago that he was supposed to turn over to the National Archives, but he just didn't. That, of course, is something the DOJ is investigating. We haven't heard anything from that recently, mostly because there's some other rather large investigations going on at the same time. But I think this needs to be added to it, right? It's not just that he was storing documents down at Mar-a-Lago, but according to these photographs, at least somebody in Trump's orbit, in both the White House and on Air Force One, was flushing something down the toilet that wasn't human waste. And, of course, as was pointed out when this story initially came out months and months ago about Trump flushing documents, it would explain why Donald Trump in so many different rallies and speeches was obsessed with saying, toilets are too low flow, you gotta flush 10, 15 times sometimes to get it all down there. That sounds either like a personal problem, or sounds like you were trying to flush some pretty important documents and you wanted to get it all in one go and not have to, do a second flush with a second load later on. Either way, needs to be investigated, especially now that we do have what is alleged to be photographic evidence. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.